Today, the left in America is working tirelessly to eliminate more and more the distinctions between men and women, while at the same time, they advocate for the intersectionality hierarchy, promoting more distinction between people based on ethnicity or sexual orientation, aka perversions. And while they're doing that, they're also promoting the idea that income inequality is a bad thing and that it must be eliminated, thus making everyone have the same amount of income, and ultimately what they want is everyone to have the same amount of wealth. And while the left is way over here into crazy land, on the right, we have a saying that is commonly used that goes like this: that we believe in an equality of opportunity, but not an equality of outcome. There's only one problem. I don't believe in an equality of opportunity either. Why? Because opportunities come to us based on our family, our associations, meaning our friends, and churches that we associate with, individuals, companies that we associate with, our location, our talents, our abilities, our knowledge, our ambition, and our sex. All of these things, and even age, can affect the opportunities that we have. So what do we really mean on the right when we say that? What we really mean is that we believe in your free ability to gain property through the free exchange of goods and services. Meaning we believe in the free market, we believe in you applying your own talents and abilities in order to gain in an economic way. Now, I'm going to talk briefly about what equality is under the law and what it actually should be and what it means, and the misconceptions of equality. I'm going to start by quoting from John Randolph Tucker. And here's what he says: "A canon of this school of thought and perversion of that embodied by Mason in the Bill of Rights of Virginia, June 12, 1776, and by Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence, July 1, 1776, is thus formulated: all men are born free and equal. This is utterly untrue in form and substance. The human being is born not in manhood, but in feeble infancy. He is not free when born, but subject to a power he cannot resist or abridge, and freed from which he would perish. Nature ushers him into life under this imperative condition, and assigns to him this subjection as essential to his life and well-being. To him, this despotism is a blessing, and freedom would be a curse. He comes not isolate, but into a social state to which he did not consent, constituted by others, and from which he cannot fly. Pillowed on a mother's heart, and protected by a father's thrift and courage, he is born at once the subject of their authority and the dependent object of their care. The want of social compact is well supplied in the provision of nature for him. For under parental control, he is secured from parental tyranny by the instinct of parental love. He is safe in infancy, and under the nurture which God provides, he expands into matured manhood. The canon above quoted asserts that men are born not only free, but equal. Equal to what? And in what? In physical, mental, and moral nature? At birth, he is equal in neither to any adult, nor to other infants in either of these. Infants are notoriously unequal in heredity and environment. Inequality continues at the maturity of manhood. The sexes are diverse in gifts and functions. Races of men differ widely. Men of the same race are unequal. In physique, we have giants and dwarves, athletes and cripples, a Hercules and a hunchback. In mind, we have a Napoleon and a Lewis, a Newton and an idiot. In morals, a Washington and an Arnold, a Lafayette and a Marat. In music, we find a genius for harmony and another who cannot distinguish one air from another. And so in poetry, art, science, philosophy, and statesmanship, God, in derision of the human dogma, stamped the law of inequality upon all his works. There is likeness, but no sameness. Infinite wisdom is manifest in the infinite variety of creation. Organic and inorganic kingdoms have, in each, innumerable genera and species. Vegetable and animal organisms present a mass of beings in the innumerable steps of an ascending scale from the sponge to the highest type of man. It is in this plan of the all-wise God that we find spheres of utility adapted to the several capacities of every organic atom and every organic life. Each has its function, to each is assigned its mission, and to all moral beings their duty. Inequality in such a plan is essential and is the fundamental law of the system. Equality would be out of place because, if established, it would destroy the system. Out of this infinitude of diverse creatures, diverse in structure, in function, and endowments, springs that law of human activity, denoted by the economist as the division of labor, which is only practicable where there are laborers unequal in capacities, and which makes, under the laws of production and exchange, each creature participant in the productive qualities of each other, and, by combining the labor of all, contribute to the happiness and the common good of all mankind. So man is equal, really, only in his duty and obligation to God, and in the security of his rights that the state is supposed to protect, that are given to them by God. I'm going to end with a piece from Montesquieu, in which Montesquieu talks about the danger of too much equality in a republic. Here's what he had to say. We find in Xenophon's Banquet a very lively description of a republic in which the people abuse their equality. Each guest gives in his turn the reason why he is satisfied. Content am I, says Charmides, because of my poverty. When I was rich, I was obliged to pay my court to informers, knowing I was more liable to be hurt by them than capable of doing them harm. The Republic constantly demanded some new tax of me, and I could not decline paying it. Since I have grown poor, I have acquired authority. Nobody threatens me. I rather threaten others. I can go or stay where I please. The rich already rise from their seats and give me the way. I am a king. I was before a slave. I paid taxes to the Republic. Now it maintains me. I am no longer afraid of losing, but I hope to acquire. The people fall into this misfortune when those in whom they confide, desirous of concealing their own corruption, endeavor to corrupt them. To disguise their own ambition, they speak to them only of the grandeur of the state. To conceal their own avarice, they incessantly flatter theirs. The corruption will increase among the corruptors, and likewise among those who are already corrupted. The people will divide the public money among themselves, and, having added the administration of affairs to their indolence, will be for blending their poverty with the amusements of luxury. But, with their indolence and luxury, nothing but the public treasure will be able to satisfy their demands. We must not be surprised to see their suffrages given for money. It is impossible to make great largesses to the people without great extortion. And to compass this, the state must be subverted. The greater the advantages they seem to derive from their liberty, the nearer they approach toward the critical moment of losing it. Petty tyrants arise who have all the vices of a single tyrant. the small remains of liberty soon become insupportable. A single tyrant starts up, and the people are stripped of everything, even of the profits of their corruption. Democracy has, therefore, two excesses to avoid: the spirit of inequality, which leads to aristocracies or monarchy, and the spirit of extreme equality, which leads to despotic power, as the latter is completed by conquest. In conclusion, man is equal only in his duties and obligations to God, and the way in which the state ought to esteem and defend his individual rights. Thank you very much.